Marcus, I want to ask you about cutting down here in Capricorn. You've cut a few things in here. You were on the Blackberry Smoke version of Take the Highway, were you not?
I was.
Recorded live with the band down here in Capricorn. And probably one of the first recordings and video shoots done in the studio after it was revamped by Mercer University, and a great job they did there. Tell us a little bit about that. What was that like?
It was great, but they need to put an air conditioner in that vocal booth. It would start there, baby.
So they had you in the box, huh?
They were hot. They had the lights on. Of course, it was the day after Fat Tuesday, and I've been in Macon the night before hanging out.
Right. Yeah, it might have been hot on the
I
collar.
was a little sweaty in there. A little hot in there. Yeah, but no, it was great. It was great to see all those fellows, Charlie. They're sweethearts, man.
We see those guys on the road. We've watched them rise up and become the band they are now.
Sure enough.
It's
They
a great
worked
thing.
so hard. They worked so hard.
Yeah, they sure did. Hey y'all, this is Chris Hicks and welcome to the Southern Rock Insider. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and click the notification bell. It's time to rock Southern style.
The Southern Rock Insider.
Welcome to the Southern Rock Insider today, a special edition in the crow's nest of Capricorn. We got Marcus James Henderson here with us from King Johnson and from the Marshall Tucker Band, and my old road partner for many years. Marcus, how you doing?
Feeling great.
All right.
Bit of the rookery, you know.
Yeah, Mark's been prepping up over at the Rookery with a few beers, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it here, and I want to tell these folks about Marcus James. Take us back to the beginning. Where was you born? How did it start out?
Oh, Brevard, North Carolina. You know, I was born in the mountains, western North Carolina. So that's where it began. And then, I started playing that clarinet.
About what age was that?
Oh, wow. I was in 6th grade, so what's that? 7th grade. Or maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock, something like that.
Okay.
10.
So clarinet's your first instrument?
Yeah.
In school, okay.
Yeah, I played that clarinet, which, when you play clarinet, it's a clarinet. When you go to play saxophone, your clarinet, your saxophone's easy, but if you're a saxophone player and you go back to play the clarinet, it's called a death stick.
Is that right? Now, why is that?
Of course, man. You got to cover those holes right, or it ain't gonna play.
Okay.
It's easy. I mean, a horn, a saxophone, you just clamp the pom pom pom. You put the keys down, and it's covered. But your fingers are the actual pads for the clarinet.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a
Gotcha.
death stick.
Same shape, though, huh?
It does have the same architecture. Yes, it does.
When did the saxophone come along?
My sophomore year of high school, I challenged a clarinet player above me. I wanted that chair. I was hot. I'm coming in hot, and I wanted it. So the band director, I challenged for the chair, but I played vibrato on the clarinet, and I thought I was something with that. So I challenged for the chair, but I didn't get it, But the director said, "Here, take the saxophone home and try this out." And then 2 weeks later, I was playing lead in the jazz band.
On the saxophone?
On the saxophone.
Okay.
Yeah, I started playing the saxophone. I still play clarinet in the band, but I was playing saxophone too. I was a doubler. That's what they call
So
it.
it's easy to say that was a natural instrument for you to change to, sounds like.
It felt natural. It felt easy. It felt like something I could play really loud. That was important.
Okay. So would you say saxophone's your main instrument to this day?
I think the main instrument is whatever creates the most job security.
I like that answer. Right? Can you give us a little example of one night I needed some hillbilly sounds for a bluegrass tune we were playing, so I asked Marcus, can you do a solo for us like this? And this is what he got. Whatever instrument it calls for.
Yeah, whatever it takes, man.
I saw a picture of that, Hornsby.
No,
Hornsby
there's
had
a picture of that
from
night? Oh,
And
really?
We were rehearsing the other day.
I mean,
at my
I'm on the
house.
mic like this?
You're on the mic like
come
this,
on.
yes, I swear. And the big thing, the models that had the Capitol Theater the night before, so there's a big runway out front. And there's you, and there's Clay Cook was with us, and Mumu's on congas.
That's
And
right.
he was like, "Where's this from?" I said, "It's Capitol Theater." And you're doing your, what would you call that instrument?
Fart hand.
Fart. You're up to the
Something
mic
like
doing
fart
it.
hand. That is, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Yeah,
So we're rolling into Marcus playing saxophone, clarinet. How about King Johnson? Let's jump right into it. One of my favorite bands that I've ever seen. I went and saw King Johnson many times through the years. And what an original, funky, driving band it was. Tell us how you got to be in King Johnson and a little bit about him.
Wow. Well, I ended up in Atlanta in '96. I started, moved there with my first wife, and I ended up in a cover band. But then, how did it work out? I got a gig with King Johnson. This is '98, and I started I played a 4th of July show with King Johnson in '98, and then I never left. I went and started playing with the band then, and that was during I came on the second record, which is King Johnson, the self-titled. Mm-hmm. First record was Cats and Dogs. You know, it's hard to find. Like the one after that was Luck So Strange, which is, you know, just an incredible recording. But that's how it came along, and then we started traveling together.
So tell us the players in King Johnson. Who was all in the band?
Well, you know, in the front on guitar, Oliver Wood, which I imagine you know the Wood brothers. You know, he and his brother got together, Chris Wood, which was the Wood of Medeski, Martin and Wood. So they, after you know, King Johnson kind of wound down a little bit, you know, they put a group together, a duo. And I asked Oliver about it. I said, Oliver, what are you going to call it? He said, the Wood Brothers. And I said, well, I like that because it makes you both sound like craftsmen.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
Wood Brothers.
So you had Oliver on guitar, Chris Long on bass guitar, Greg Baba on drums, and my brother, you know, Adam Mawerder on trombone. We were the horn section. You know, it was trombone and sax. Mm-hmm. And Adam, you know, powerful person, powerful artist, beautiful human. You know, I miss him. I miss him.
You were partner for many years on the horn section there, you and Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
occasionally, both of y'all would play keyboards with King Johnson. Am I right?
When it worked,
Okay.
you know, and we weren't. Yeah, we did. We carried a short scale little keyboard there for a while and played it, and it was fun. You know, we didn't have time to play. We did so many horn parts. We had to lay off the keyboard and play the horn parts. So that's the way it went.
Well, I know I saw you and Adam several times jam as a horn section with people. In other words, get up and you guys seem to know each other so well. Y'all could just pick the parts and start playing. And you don't see that a lot with horn players. You know, you still say jamming with guitar players and all that, but I was really impressed because you guys fell right into a section part and the rest is history.
You know, a lot of that, some of those pictures I sent to those black and white pictures I sent over, those were from Lugano, Switzerland. And we played the Blues to Bop Festival. And we backed up Carl Weathersby while we were over there, a guitar player out of Chicago. And anyway, we played behind Carl, and we never really rehearsed with him. So there was a lot of horn players over there from the UK, and they were watching Adam and I what we were doing, and they were curious about it because they couldn't, you know, they knew it was our first time doing what we were doing. Because we used a lot of hand signals, and we knew what to do with the hand signals, you know, and they were kind of mystified by that. Yeah, it was whatever it takes to create job security.
There you go. So hand signals, you know, you got certain parts you might play. You shorthand.
Yeah, 1 to 4, or you know, long. You know, we had the cutoffs. We knew what to do. You know,
Interesting.
But a lot of times we didn't have to think about it. That's how long we played, and that's why I miss Adam, because you know we can just go in and knock it out. You know, with no problem. We did a lot of work with Skibo Night here in Macon, and a lot of those recordings were done in an afternoon. You know, with us just walking in and playing horns and piano. I mean, Adam was a great piano player. You know, nobody really got to see what he could do with it. He's just awesome.
On Skibo, that'd be the Big Monkey Swing.
Yeah, the Big Monkey Swing. I love that recording.
Yeah,
I mean, I had no idea we were making a record. You know, just like let's do another track.
That's one of those recordings. I was at Kinko's when it was still open about 4 o'clock in the morning because it was a 24-hour place. And I run into Skibo and he gives me a copy of the Big Monkey Swing in the parking lot. And I don't know, it's just one of those recordings. It makes perfect sense for that to happen that way, really. But yeah, some great stuff. Now, I want to mention the King Johnson reunion that happened a few years ago and still does. There was a guy from overseas, I believe, that filled in for Adam.
Rich Sherrington. Mm-hmm.
He played the trombone. He did a great job, I thought, considering coming in dry and playing with you guys.
Amazing. I mean, he you know, we did one pass through. We did one run through all those songs, which are really complicated. If you're familiar with King Johnson, they're pretty in depth. And during the run through, I mean, I had to look at Rich and say, "Man, you think we could just extend this note that much?" I mean, that's all from all those songs. I had one time.
He was ready though. That's great.
It was seamless. You know, I hate to say it. I mean, that was what it was.
That was a nice job on him. I told him that on the break. I told him what a great job I thought he was doing because I know the music really well. And I thought he was dead on it too, man. It sounded great.
Yeah, Yeah, and real easygoing guy. He kind of fell right into the King Johnson perfectly, you know.
Young guy, right?
Yeah,
Seems like a young dude.
yeah. Still lives in Atlanta. Yeah, he made it through the fever. So he's still working. I think he's got a horn section that he runs there in Atlanta. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they work together.
So Marcus, you and I have talked before about your Miami days, going to
Oh,
school
yeah.
down in Miami.
Yes.
So tell the folks out there a little bit about that.
You know, wow, Miami was next level. You know, I'm not used to, you know, going to sleep and then waking up and going to a job like at 1 a.m, but that's the way it went. You know, a lot of the salsa gigs were, you know, you go to bed, wake up, and you'll go to a club maybe at 1. You'll play a show at 1, a set at 1 a.m. That's after some coffee cubano. Then you pack it up, and you may run to another club. You might play by sunup. You may play 3 sets, 3 different clubs. And it was like that. But then
Four Players Paradise, I would think.
Well, it was amazing. Hey, when you got on that, when you got on that microphone after like. You spoke to the universe. That microphone was connected to straight up and out. You knew you were getting out. But then I did top 40, a lot of top 40 dates then, and that's when I started. It was the '80s. I had to start singing. You had to sing some songs because, you know, the machines. You had to do something besides just be a horn guy. So that was that. But I was happy to get out. I mean, Miami was hard. I mean, you know, you go to those bottle clubs, you know, you see the sun come up too many times. It's time to, you know.
Did you ever do the cocaine in Miami? Don't answer that. We'll edit that right out.
You know, I heard about it. You know, I read about some of that. I was like, C-O. Oh, it was. Yeah.
So yeah, Miami days must have been mighty crazy. We'll leave it at that. But so I want to get now into your Marshall Tucker days. You've been with Marshall Tucker quite a few years now.
08. Came on in 08.
In 1908. 2008, of course.
It's 1908.
It seems like it. Yeah, Marcus being a great addition to the Marshall Tucker Band for many years now. And we're about to get back to work, hopefully, after our COVID year. And everything gets settled back in like it should be. We'll be back out there on the road again. Tell us a little bit about that. How's that been for you? Marshall Tucker Band.
Get to be me. You know, I love that. I love playing on a team. I've been lucky to play on teams for years. Great teams. I'm on a great team now. You know, it's been my MO. I love being on a team. I don't want to be. I don't want to be out front. I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder with everybody moving down the road. I love it, and I love that now. I love that opportunity to do that, you know, since, 1908. Yeah.
Well, Marcus, would you say out of all the folks that's interviewed you, Chris Hicks is the most handsome?
You got the longest hair. You know, yeah. But no, I'll tell you what, it was because I had to tell this story. You know, King Johnson, we were playing. I think it was Florida. We were playing a show down in Florida, and had to be maybe 2001, something. And we were setting up in this club, and there was a jukebox playing, you know, and there was a song on. And I said it out loud. I said, "Who the hell is that singing?" Just like that. I said, "This cat got pipes," and I went over there, and it was you. It was you.
I paid him to say that.
Yeah, it was you, and it was great, and you know, still.
Well, speaking of singing good, you know, Marcus leads the Tucker Band these days, and Take the Highway, which is kind of usually the high point in the set, really, of when we're really charged up and doing an electric set, and does a great job on that. Marcus, I want to ask you about, you backed up people, being a horn player. You backed up a couple of times one of my favorite, Walter Wolfman Washington.
Oh, yeah.
From New Orleans. I've seen a great picture of you and Walter on stage together. What was that like? That must have been a blast.
Powerful. It was from here to there, you know. I mean, I saw that picture.
Yeah, man.
And Walter was turned. I was soloing. He was turned, looking straight at me.
Yes, sir.
It was a powerful connection. It was That was Skipper Smokehouse in Tampa, Florida. I remember that picture, and it was a total connection. I mean, being with him, it's easy to just connect from here to the universe, and that's how it went. That's how it went. Yeah.
So was the whole band King Johnson backing him up, or was it you and Adam in the horn section? How did that happen there?
He asked me to sit in, and Adam and I sat in, asked him to sit in, and he brought me up there to solo a little bit. Sure did.
Cool. I bet he did. Marcus, I want to ask you about cutting down here in Capricorn. You've cut a few things in here. You were on the Blackberry Smoke version of Take the Highway, were you not?
I was.
Recorded live with the band down here in Capricorn. And probably one of the first recordings and video shoots done in the studio after it was revamped by Mercy University, and a great job they did there. Tell us a little bit about that. What was that like?
It was great, but they need to put an air conditioner in that vocal booth. It would start there, maybe.
So they had you in the box, huh?
They were hot because they had the lights on. Of course, it was the day after Fat Tuesday, and I've been in Macon the night before hanging out.
Right. Yeah, it might have been hot on the collar.
I was a little sweaty in there. A little hot in there. Yeah, but no, it was great. It was great to see all those fellows, Charlie. They're sweethearts, man.
We see those guys on the road. We've watched them rise up and become the man they are now.
Sure
it's
they
a great
worked
thing.
so hard. They worked so hard.
Yeah, they sure did. So, Marcus, you spent some time living in Macon, Georgia. Many years, right?
Yes.
What was it like moving and living in Macon for you?
Let me get my head around that.
Okay.
Macon has helped me to understand what soul is. I mean that. I mean soul.
Yeah.
You know, when you're walking around in the streets, you hear people singing. You go to a karaoke, people sing, make your hair stand. I mean, to the real soul. You know, which is just the truth. That's all you're doing. You're telling when you soulful, you're just telling the truth. That's all there is. And Macon is about the truth.
A lot of soul in Macon. A lot of gritty soul downtown.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Going out to Adams Lounge. You know, that's something there. Yeah, we used to go out and see shows out there.
That's a Macon, Georgia experience.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I stood on that. I stood on that star and played one time. There's a reason Otis stood on that star, because you could hear the whole room when you stood on it. I don't know if you're talking, you know, on that stage up there.
Yeah, right.
That's that star, and that's when you stand right. Any other place, you don't hear the room, but you stand in that star, you hear everything. It's the spot. There's a reason to stand there. You know?
Yeah, something about Adams Lounge. I'll never forget one time Dickie Betts showed up there and played, and when he was leaving, they said, "We want to thank Ricky Betts for playing with us tonight." Right? And it's kind of like, you know, nobody's nobody in the Adams Lounge. Everybody's the same, you know. And I got that feeling from it. But yeah, that's got some Macon soul to it, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Macon was all about the soul for me. I mean, I living here, I got it. You know, I want to come back. I drank the water.
There you go.
I got to come back.
You've been exposed.
I can't get away.
You lived in Macon a good 10 years, probably, right?
Easy. Yeah. It was a great time. Still a great time. I remember sitting at the Rookery. Huge memories. You know, they busted out that side. Now they've expanded. The Rookery's huge now. You know, incredible. Yeah, I was just totally digging on it. There's several places around here. Yeah, I was just over at the Big O hanging with Carla Redding. That is a trip, man. You know.
You were calling, I went to high school together.
What?
You sure did. I've been known Carla for a long time.
I did not know that. Dang.
Marcus James Henderson, thank you for joining us today and sharing some of your stories. We appreciate you, and we'll see you back out on the road soon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Hi, Chris Hicks here from the Southern Rock Insider. I'd like for you to hit this button right here and subscribe to our channel for all the latest updates and content.